If that thing was to jump up out that ground, I would lose my mind. Welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And today we're gonna do a garden tour. It is March the 20th and the first day of spring, and I thought it would be a great day to do a garden tour. It is beautiful outside, although it's supposed to rain later on. It's supposed to get really windy and rain around 5 o'clock, but we're doing a garden tour. I came out here, I looked in the garden, my dog just hit the my dog just hit the tripod. But anyway, I came out here and I was like, okay, the garden is looking pretty decent for it to be the first day of spring. So we're gonna do a garden tour. I am in Virginia Zone 7B. I grow in raised beds, in ground, no dig, and I grow in bags. Absolutely love growing in bags. Don't know how I almost forgot that. We are not gonna do a full homestead tour, but I also do have chickens. I also have quails. There are 2 greenhouses on the property, unkempt, I said it, Kemp compost pile, as well as water collection is here. But we are going to focus on the garden today. As I said, I am in Virginia, and getting a spring garden is very tricky. So you have to plant out early. I normally plant out in February. I like to do mid-February, but I was only able to get to the late February this year because we had snow. So much snow this winter, and we rarely have snow. I think it snowed 4 times here this year. Good snow, not dustings, actual snow. So I'm about to show you the garden. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that if you are in an urban space that this inspires you to grow some food yourself, because you can grow a lot of food in a small space. Before we get started, people always ask about my dog. Her name is Puppy, and she is out here with me in her pink sweater. It's a Peeps sweater, y'all, that my kids went and got her. I told them to go and get her a shirt, and this is what they came back with. This is full on my daughter's idea. My son was just the driver. he was just the driver, wasn't he, Puppy? He was. I know it. Hey, girl. Okay, so let us get started. If you are new here, this is the opening of my garden. The reason my channel is called Yellow Door Urban Homestead is because there was a yellow door there. The yellow door still exists. The yellow door needs to be fixed. So right now, we are pushing this yellow door and this gorilla cart into the middle, so that one who's in there now, who's not supposed to be in there, can't get in if no one is outside with her. When I am outside with her though, she will come in, but she'll just stay in like the beginning of it. But if I'm not, she'll go all the way into that garden, y'all. That's what we're doing. But in case you were wondering where Yellow Door Urban Homestead came from, there was a yellow door on this garden. When you come into my garden, we have arch trellises. This is gonna be taken over by the grapevine that's over there. Nothing is waking up just yet here. Well, I take that back because my peach trees are absolutely waking up. You can see the flowers on them, but like the grapevine hasn't woken up. And you can see a little bit going on with the apple trees, and then you can see a little green on that one too. This is my orchard area. So we'll start here with my orchard area. I'm not in there today, and as the season goes on, I definitely won't be in there because it gets really wild, which is what I wanted, but it makes it very hard for me to record in there. So we're gonna look at it from the outside. So you have the 2 apple trees I was just talking about, the 2 peach trees. Back here, we have rose bushes, and then we have a bunch of things in pots, but we'll go and look at those. And then there's also a fig tree down here that died back, but I do think it's gonna be fine because I'm seeing little sprouts. So it died back in the winter, but it is coming back, right? So we're happy about that. Look at that. Those are peach flowers. Excited, excited, excited. And then there's some more up there too, if y'all can see them. Anywho, down the bottom, we have sage right here, so that I need to cut that back so that it can start to grow again. Then there's comfrey that goes all the way down that side too. And then over here, so there's the fig bush. There should be an oregano plant coming back. I hope that it does. I covered that area with wood chips, so it may not. But oregano is very much like mint. It spreads, it's hard to kill, and so I'm very much hoping that it comes back. On the other side of the peach bush, this is a thyme, and then there's another oregano right here as well. And then you have a nice little rosemary that never dies here. In the middle is lavender, and then there is, I want to say wormwood or mugwort. I cannot remember. That thing gets huge. You can see that green down there. That's coming back. And then the comfrey is also coming back already. So the wood chips did nothing to prevent the comfrey from coming back, which I'm very happy about. I am using comfrey this year to fertilize my garden. I started doing that last year, but I had not made enough. And so I'm thinking this year I'm probably gonna separate that, put it in other places so I can have just a good amount of comfrey so that I can make fertilizer for the whole year, including the colder months when the comfrey is not growing anymore. Also have comfrey in a pot. I need to move it. Like, it's very much that simple. I need to move it. I just haven't. On the next trellis, we have some peas that I planted probably sometime in February and just left them to start growing. And like, they're starting to come up in other places too. So there's peas right here. There should be peas over here, but nothing has come up. I don't know what's going on there. I'm pretty sure, I would have to go back and look in my video, but I'm pretty sure I planted 2 different varieties. And so maybe one was older than the other. I'm really not sure, but we don't have any peas coming up on that side yet, which is fine because they're not gonna last that long. It's gonna get warm here very quickly. And then on the other side of the trellis where you have peas, you also, this whole bed is an asparagus bed. It's pretty small, but it's asparagus nonetheless. And the first thing that ever sprouts in my garden at spring is asparagus. And you can see we already have asparagus coming up. So I'm very happy. And there's a little one right there too. And I had my plants that I'm planning to plant out soon on top of that bed, but yesterday I noticed that asparagus was growing and I was like, oh, let's move these plants right now. So they're sitting down here right beside the winter sowing jugs. And so everything that's out here now, aside from this stuff, this is cold weather brassicas that were left over and some leeks, but the rest of this is gonna go out next week. We do not have any freezes in our forecast right now, and even if we do, these plants can take a freeze. They don't mind the cold, and so I'm going to put them out next week sometime, and I cannot wait to see what they do. The other thing is, you will see that I have bags all over my garden. They're literally everywhere. Anywhere that I could fit a bag, I put a bag because that just gives me more space to grow. And so I do grow in grow bags as well. And right now we have potatoes in the purple grow bags, and guess what? They have started to sprout in a few different bags. We have potatoes sprouting. There's more right there, some here, another one right there. It's a small one. Got some coming in here, also right here. And so the potatoes that I just showed you, they were planted out, I want to say January or February. They were planted out very early. I have always had potatoes to volunteer in my garden. And so for me, I feel like if I leave them in the bag, they'll be fine. Even if I plant them in a month that is said to be out of season, they're just gonna overwinter. And the only thing overwinter means is it's gonna stay in the soil, and when the time is right, it's going to sprout. And so I have been, I think for the last 2 years, planting my potatoes really early, and then they start to grow early. So we are first day of spring and we already have potatoes sprouting. And if for whatever reason we do get a frost, because my last frost is actually April the 5th, so if we do get a frost, I can move these bags. Another reason why I planted them in bags, I just think it's a little bit safer to plant them in bags in case I do need to move them. Right now, the purple bags have potatoes in them. We also planted some radishes, some carrots, we planted a few things. And so I'm gonna show you that because we do have activity in some of those bags that we planted not too long ago. So I think you guys will be excited to see that. But let's go back up into the garden, start at the front like we always do, and I'm gonna let you see what's going on outside in the garden. So this is my first bed. It's a 4x7, and right now around it is garlic. Some of the holes the garlic hasn't come up in, some of them may have. If they don't all come up, then I will replace them with some of my extra leeks. So I have not planted out the extra leeks I have because that is my plan. My plan is to wait and see if some more garlic comes up, and I'm gonna wait until like first week of April. If it does not come up, then I'm going to replace it with the leeks. Someone said, correct them if they were wrong, that leeks are supposed to be planted in fall. Depending on the variety and where you live, leeks can be planted early spring or fall. So just throwing that out there because someone did ask that question. Oh, the other thing is, a few people were telling me how much cheaper it would be for me to fill my bags if I were to go to like a place and buy them by the cubic foot or the meter or whatever. I do believe believe you, right? I do believe you. But my house is situated to the point that nothing can get back here. I would have to literally wheelbarrow all of the soil back here. We did that with the chip drop, and with the chip drop around here, that's gonna be my best option, is to get a truckload dumped. That's not my best option work-wise with soil. And so that's why I buy bag soil. If I'm not making my own compost, I'm gonna be buying bag soil because it's a lot more work for me to wheelbarrow all of that soil to my backyard. But I do appreciate those comments because it could help someone else. But for me, the way that I do it is my best option. So, all right, in this first bed, we have lettuce. We planted this lettuce out probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's looking really good. It is a bib head lettuce, very soft lettuce, has a really good taste. I've never actually grown it myself, but I do use it for a meal that we eat, and I think that is delicious. And so I like that it's a softer lettuce. It's not a bitter lettuce. It tastes really good. So that's what we're growing there. And right behind the lettuce, you probably can't really see them that well, are leeks, and we just planted these out earlier this week. So this whole section is leeks. Leeks take a good while to grow, and I'm fine with them being right here. I put 9 leeks to 1 square foot, and I think that they're gonna be just fine. It rained, that helped to water them in, and so very happy about the leeks as well. I can't wait. Love leek and potato soup. I said it in my last video. And behind the leeks, we have some broccoli that we planted out not too long ago too. Some of it is still living, some of it not so much, but it's okay. Whatever grows, I will take it. And I believe that big plant right there is a leek. That's probably something I planted a year or so ago and it didn't come up, and now it's growing, so I'm just leaving it. And then on the other side of this bed, you have some spinach. This spinach was put in fall and it had bolted, but now it's starting to grow some nice sized leaves, so happy to see that. It's stunted. I don't know if I said stunted or bolted, but if I said bolted, I meant stunted. There's more of it back here too. All of this was put in fall. And then at the very back of this bed, you have a snapdragon, so we're excited to start seeing it flower. So very pretty flower. And then there are some tree collards, some of them doing okay, others not so much. And then we have broccoli back here, and both of those broccoli have just pretty much shriveled up and died, which is not a big deal to me because, like I said, it gets very warm here quickly, and so it's a possibility that I wasn't going to get it anyway. Definitely not going to replant it at this point. I'm focused on getting planted for the spring and the summer at this point. Right beside that bed, we have some grow bags, and this stuff has been in here since fall as well. So you have a cabbage down here that looks like it's starting to work on a head, and then you have broccoli with a whole bunch of side shoots that I am planning to harvest today to go to with dinner. So all of these plants have side shoots on them, and side shoots are absolutely delicious. So the last time that I harvested them, I put them in a pan with some olive oil and some complete season. It was really good. I told y'all about that not too long ago. But going down the line, you basically have cabbage and you have broccoli that's been here since fall. And since it's not dead, we are continuing to let the side shoots grow, and we're just gonna harvest them and eat them. So these things that are in the bags that, remember, I was planning on pulling, but I was like, they look fine. So they're now producing some food for us, and that is what I was expecting, and that's why I did not pull them. So the block bed, the bags, we have another bed. Right here is the kohlrabi that we planted out not too long ago. I believe this is an onion that was like left in the soil, so I'm just leaving that as well. There's also a snapdragon right here. This bed also has garlic going down it, and wherever the garlic does not come up, we're gonna put some leeks in there. But this garlic on this side is doing absolutely amazing, y'all. Like I said, I got that from a local person at a farmer's market, so that's probably what I need to start doing. The garlic that I got from my local feed and seed, it was very soft when I got it, and so I was thinking this is probably not gonna germinate well because it was very soft. And so I did not do any garlic from the store this year, but I have done garlic from the store several years before, and it will germinate. Mine just seemed to separate, like the bulb was separating into the cloves. It was very odd. And so this year I was like, I want to grow something that I can get locally, and that's what I did. And the one that I got from the farmer's market is doing really well. The ones I got from my local feed and seed, they're doing okay, but I am more interested to see when it is time to harvest them what they're going to look like. Behind the kohlrabi, which, look at that one looks real good. The rest of them are still a little bit small, but we're gonna always leave stuff and see what happens. Behind the kohlrabi is some more cabbage. And if you remember, this cabbage struggled a lot through the fall and the winter, but now it's just showing off so beautifully. Remember, that one was super small all winter and fall, but it's showing off beautifully. It's starting to head. So I really hope I can figure out from a other video, or maybe there's a tag somewhere, what kind of cabbage this is, because it's absolutely beautiful, y'all. I think it's the prettiest little cabbage. Behind the cabbage is some more of the bib head lettuce that we put in not too long ago. So that's looking good, looking like it's getting established. I think the mole of the Vevor has kind of moved around the yard, so this area I haven't had to step on a lot, because listen, when I was in the greenhouse the other day, when I got caught by the rain, it was in the garlic bed, baby. And I know somebody said, wants to know, did I try to catch it? I'm never gonna try to catch that Vevor. I don't even know how I would catch it, mole of Vevor. And listen, if that thing was to jump up out that ground, I would lose my mind. I would literally lose my mind. But anyway, so the things over here look like they're finally getting established, and I'm not having to push the soil back down around them. So I'm excited about that. Behind the lettuce, you have some more broccoli plants. I am a lover of broccoli, my family too. So these are 2 rows of broccoli back here. And then behind the broccoli is some kale. And so the kale is finally starting to get established too. So you have lacinato kale and curled kale back here. Curled kale is in the front. The lacinato or dinosaur kale is in the back. Then right behind this is some Swiss chard that we put in fall, and it did not do well at all, but now it's waking up in spring, so pretty excited about that. Right beside it is a Snapdragon that's been here since the fall. So like leaving things, seeing what happens, it is working, and it is how I garden. I leave things to see what happens. It's literally how I garden, and I didn't have anything to put in these beds, so I didn't see the point in pulling things just because they looked bad at the time. We had so much snow. It was so cold here. None of these plants was gonna look amazing. And the ones that I knew were dead, I pulled those, but I left the others just to see what happens. I do feel like we're gonna have some harvest from these. I'm not planting until May, so they have all of March left and the whole month of April to go, so we'll give them some time. So right beside the bed I just showed you is another group of bags that I did not ever label, so y'all, we have no idea. I will have to go back and look at the video, but this is one bag. Pretty sure these are radishes, so we have some radish movement going on here, some germination in that bag right there. There's a small little, pretty sure that's a radish too. It's coming up. Oh, there goes some more radish coming up there too. Same thing going on here. So we have some germination going on in these bags, and that's another bag of radish. I could tell that these are radishes from the sprouts. And then if you remember, we have carrots in here, and that's one carrot coming up. There's another one right there. It's been pretty rainy here, and so I haven't had to do anything extra to keep the soil moist. I know people were leaving comments, and I think somebody was saying like you could put wet cardboard on it, things like that. But I think that having the dried out grass on top is doing pretty much the same thing. Hold on, y'all, it's very windy. All right. Beside those bags, let me show you this other bed. And y'all, I'm kind of getting like, I might get some more Brussels sprouts, but I don't want to get too excited, right? But I'm going to show y'all, because I'm getting like, this bed is getting more sun now. The sun is higher in the sky. We're in spring, so the bed is getting more sun. But I want to show y'all this. We're going to skip right over this stuff. We be back. Look at the Brussels sprouts. Y'all remember they were down, like right beside the ground all winter long. Look, y'all. If it doesn't get too hot too quick, it's possible that I might get some Brussels sprouts. Some more, because it just seems like they've started growing. They seemed very stunted all winter long, all fall long, but now it's looking like I might get some. So y'all cross your fingers for me, because I'm excited. Anywho, beside these 4 Brussels sprout plants, and I gave them a lot of space this year because I wanted to see if that would help. So we're gonna find out. Now, what I'm not sure of is if they, oh no, we're not. They're in here flowering already. Look at that. Might as well go ahead and get that to the chickens. Yeah, they're already flowering. There. All right, so my camera got hot, but we are back at it. Like I said, my Brussels sprouts are flowering. I was so excited. I hadn't looked inside until I came to do this video with y'all. Right beside that bed that I just showed you, we have broccoli, y'all. We have nice size heads of broccoli so far. Until they start to look like they're separating, these don't actually have heads, they have side shoots though. But until I start to see them start to separate, I'm gonna leave them, see if they can get any bigger. The other thing that's in this bed right now is onions. So I added these onions not too long ago. You can see them. There's a few of them in here. They were kind of extras, but I wanted them to grow, and so I put them in this bed. They're doing pretty good. Onions are not one of the things that I'm good at growing, but I still try to grow them every year. I don't like to eat onions like fresh or anything, but I love to cook with them. And so if I could have my own onions that I grew in my own yard, I would absolutely love that. And so we just keep trying. Oh, I didn't tell y'all, there's another cabbage down here. So I like even, I always say that. So we have all the purple bags here and then 2 black bags at the end. This is plantain. It is perennial, and so I just moved this bag here because it was a black bag. It was over by the greenhouse, so the plantain has started to sprout as well. Right here, if you remember, we moved a cabbage. It's trying to continue to grow. It did not die. It's still here. It still looks good. So we just gonna see what happens with that too. Most of the things that you see out here, unless they're going to flower and I really don't want the seed, I'm going to pull those things because I don't want it to continue to pull the nutrients from the soil. But all of this stuff will be here probably until the last week of April, because like I said, I plan to plant out the first week of May. So right beside this bed, there's another bed, but there's nothing in it. But we will be planting something soon. It's a shadier spot later in the day, so I'm trying to figure out just exactly what I want to plant here. Right beside that bed is a blueberry bush, and we have more blueberry bushes, but the blueberry bushes are waking up too. They are sprouting. Now this bush right here, at the end of the year, fall, because it's getting kind of tall, I am going to prune this because I don't want them to be super tall. Right beside this blueberry bush is my little sitting area. Love my little sitting area. And it has some lights. I just recently added lights, and I think it is just amazing. My goodness, that can is open, y'all. That's what we don't need, is for it to rain in this can. There goes my babies. They know when I come over here it's probably treat time, except they've already had treats this morning, so they won't be getting any more. But yeah, when I come over here and they see me walking over here and they hear that can, they come directly to that little space because they know I'm probably gonna throw out treats, but not this time. And so another space that we have are more bags over here around a raised Vego garden bed. I still need to fill all of the bags, so like this bag right here has nothing in it, and there's some more around the garden that has nothing in it, but they will by May. But this bed is a perennial bed, and so just waiting to see things start to pop up again, and if they don't, we will plant it out as a perennial bed again, because the soil had really settled in this bed, and I want to say like late fall I filled it in with some chicken bedding, and so it may be too deep down to come back up, but we're gonna give it some time. Again, if that does not come back up, what was already in it, we'll just plant it out as a perennial bed again, because we get a little bit of shade over here, and a lot of herbs do just fine in shade. So right beside this area, we have our line of blueberry bushes, and we fertilized these yesterday, and you can see that we have some flowers on these bushes. So I'm hoping for a few more now that we have fertilized, and I'm still coming through to figure out like what I need to cut off, the dead things that need to be cut off. But at this point, you know, they're still looking good. Everything is still putting out flowers. This bush puts out smaller blueberries than say this one right here, but it's all blueberries nonetheless. But there are 5 blueberry bushes right here, and then the one I just showed you is blueberry number 6. And all of my blueberry bushes are in ground. People ask, but they're all in ground. I'm not growing any of my blueberries in pots or bags. I love the in-ground. I love the thought of in-ground for my blueberry bushes. Right behind the blueberry bushes, you have some more broccoli that we recently planted out. I don't know what's going on with this one. It's laying over. I'll probably put some soil and mound some soil up around it. But the broccoli's looking pretty good in this bed too. And down at the end, we have a pretty little curl kale. I don't see that it's flowering, so excited about that. It's been in since fall, fall. And so we're just leaving it. Right behind that, we have some collard plants, and they're looking good. If you remember, we put them in, they were very small. So they're starting to bush up and get bigger. So we're hoping to get some collards before the season is over. And then right behind it is some more spinach that we had planted out as well in fall. And so I left it. It was very much giving stunted. And I just left it because I said it's not dead, it's just not growing. And now it's growing again. So we love that for me. And so beside this bed and the blueberries, remember we planted onions, and they are in ground. Well, no dig. This is pretty much a no dig bed. So we planted all of the onions. They are looking good. I have started to fertilize them as if they are alliums and not root vegetables. And they're looking really, really good, y'all. So I can't wait to see what we get. I did not overwinter these onions, so I did not plant them in fall and just leave them here. I actually planted them, I want to say end of January, early February. So we'll see what happens. I have a mix of short day, long day, and intermediate day because I'm not having much luck. So I want to know what actually is working for me. Also gonna let whatever does work, at least one of them, go to seed so that I can plant it next year. And then there was some spinach that I started myself, and something has started to eat it. And so it looks like it's trying to grow back, but it's Bloomsdale spinach. Doesn't look the best though. And right behind the onion bed is our strawberries. We moved these in late fall. We also put down this covering so that we don't get a whole bunch of runners that root everywhere. So I can move the runners, take the runners off, do whatever I need to do. But they're growing really nicely. See the inside? We got a lot of new growth. Actually, these are probably gonna be flowers right there, but they're looking really good, starting to grow again now that we are in the warmer times and in the spring. Even this one that I don't know what happened to it is starting to throw out some more leaves. So I always, if I'm gonna do anything to my strawberries, I always do that in the fall so that they can get established during the winter. You know, they'll still be in the ground, but they can get established during the winter. And so I did that in the fall, and they did just fine. And then as you're walking away from the strawberry bed, you have more pots. This is where I grow my tomatoes. The stakes that's in them is because I moved my peppers here at the end of the season. The tomatoes normally will have already died out. I moved the pepper bags over here so that they could get a little bit of shade. But if you see any of these in the garden around bags, that's where I grow my tomatoes. And then so once you pass those bags, you then get to one more bed that has a trellis that I'm letting the grapevine take. That's not what it was initially put there for, but that's what I'm doing. Also have some weeds that I really need to pull, and I know they're probably something I can use, but chances are I'm probably not because I didn't plant it. Hey, if you're new here, I have anxiety, so things like that, even if it's a wild weed that someone says is really good, I don't know what it is because I didn't plant it, so chances are I'm not gonna use it. And so we have that bed, has a little snapdragon that was planted in fall. Then I recently put some kohlrabi out. Then you have some Swiss chard here. And if you go up the bed, there's more kohlrabi. And there are some collard plants, more kohlrabi, a cabbage from the fall, and some more kohlrabi. Absolutely love kohlrabi, y'all. I'm very happy to know that it's gonna rain this evening though, because I feel like it's very warm out here today, and these plants are not heat-loving plants. So if they could get some moisture on them, I think that would be amazing. And so remember I told you we had just various pots over here. I moved them out of my sitting area. So let's see what's growing in here. This is lemon balm starting to wake up. And so love to see that. I love lemon balm. This was some kind of mint. It's an orange mint. I'm not seeing anything just yet, or maybe I am. I don't know. But that's a mint. This is an anise hyssop, pretty sure of that. And so that's starting to come back. This is a mint, and that's also starting to pop out some mint leaves. Feverfew right here. The comfrey has gotten bigger since we just looked at it earlier this week. These are some random garlics I had left, but I haven't really been taking care of them. Like, I keep forgetting they're over here, so I haven't even fertilized them. Oh, you know what? That's hyssop. This is marshmallow. So that is always forget to show y'all the snapdragon bed. And if you remember, we planted out the snapdragons in fall as well. They've gone through the winter and all of that snow. But let me show you something. They are still here and thriving. So I just can't wait until they start to flower, because it's just gonna be beautiful, y'all. still here and thriving. There are things that I need to pull out. That's a weed. That's definitely not a Snapdragon. That's a weed, but I still need to kind of clean it up a little bit, but they're still here and they still look great. So that is today's garden tour. First day of spring, things are already growing. I'll be planting things next week, the calendula, the cilantro, probably the nasturtium. But until we get around to that, I am going to say good week to you all. I appreciate you watching all of the videos that I posted this week. I appreciate you just being here. We are very close to 50,000 subscribers. Someone told me make sure that you celebrate your subscribers, and I do want to do that, even through my anxiety of saying it and thinking something's gonna go wrong. I appreciate all of you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye y'all.